Welcome to the top 10 best albums of... No, let me start this again. Hi, welcome to the mid-year lists. Album songs, my favorites of the year so far. Am I going to do top 10? Hi, welcome to the mid-year lists, everyone. I am unhappy with every take for this intro so far. Let me just... I'm gonna make a beat. Oh, that's a... I should start more... Ooh. Okay. Oh, that's fucking hard. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. I like the way that comes in. I might change the kick actually. That is... Oh, that's nice. I'm not really too sure what the consensus is for everyone for how good 2019 has been so far in the world of music, but I certainly have found plenty of really good releases that I have had a load of fun listening to that I would love to share with you. Please leave in the comments below your favorite albums of the year so far. Whatever you've been listening to this year, what has pricked your ears up, you know, this is just my personal favorites. These are just the ones I've liked the most. I'm going to do a top 10 list for my favorite albums, and then right after this I'm going to talk about my personal favorite tracks this year, my favorite songs of 2019 so far, and that's going to be a top 20 list, just like last year. Did the same thing last year. But yeah, I'm going to quickly just tell you a few honorable mentions, albums that I did consider, I thought were really good, I think are definitely worth a listen. Those honorable mentions are the following: Waste of Space Orchestra with Symbiosis, Nouveau Obscura's debut, Shy with Wool Gatherer's Pond, Tim Hecker with Annoyo, Denzel Curry with Zoo, Tim Heck, I already said Tim Heck, Golden Days with Simpatico, the J. Pool leak from 2013 that got released officially, that's very good, Pavo with Mystery Hour, Tyler the Creator with Igor, and Flying Lotus is a new one as well. I think those are all worth a try. I personally have really enjoyed all of those releases, but none of them managed to scrape a spot in the top 10, which I'm going to talk about right now. If you're looking for a very spacey, sci-fi-esque, kind of futuristic take on new jazz music, this thing would take you on quite the wonderful odyssey with tons of really catchy and fierce riffs on the saxophone, some really great creative usage of synthesizers too, the way they kind of blend those more synthetic elements in with the more natural jazz sounds. I think it's really creative and fun. Love this album, really would recommend you give it a listen if you haven't heard it already. I thought it was fantastic.
Ain't gon' shoot it, a fake thug to these streets, I see he's newly recruited.
West Coast rapper Blue teams up with producer Oh No to create a pretty fantastic and consistent collab rap album titled A Long Red Hot Los Angeles Summer Night. This thing's quite vivid with its storytelling. You know, there are moments where it's like a shootout is breaking out, or like a crime is happening, a robbery is happening. It's like basically depicting one really bad night in Los Angeles where everything is going to shit. It starts off kind of hopeful and kind of gleeful, like that one track with that hook that's all like, "It never rains in southern Los Angeles," sort of presenting kind of like a paradise, but as the album kind of goes along, you see that there's a pretty dark underbelly to this supposed paradise. And I just find the just kind of descriptions, the sort of imagery presented in some of these little mini stories on this album to be really vivid. Like I'm really picturing like a scene happening in my head. Really great producer-rapper chemistry going on here, and yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this album. I think it's one of the best rap records this year. I'm a very big fan of this band. I was a bit disappointed with the LP2 comeback album because I really adore the debut like to shreds, and I was really like invigorated and enthused when I heard this album for the first time, because it really felt like I was being given a reason to get excited about this band again. The soundscapes here are just so gargantuan at points. The melodic passages are as inspiring as ever, the lyrics as introspective as ever, and yeah, I thought they just kind of delivered a lot of what makes the band appealing generally, and just sort of like uplifted it into somewhere much dreamier, much more just lavish and huge, and I loved this album. I thought it was a fantastic follow-up to LP2.
My, if you ever heard what I heard in the night, what a fright, must have been a parasite in my past life, I don't want to ever...
Great area, Little Sims, man. Really good year so far for rap. I've got a couple more rap albums coming up, actually. For UK hip-hop in general, I think the UK hip-hop scene has had a pretty solid year so far, with quite a few successful releases. But I think this is the one that tops them all. I think the production, even though it's not the most flashy in the world, perfectly suits the tone she's often going for with her rhymes, which I often think are really slick. I think her flow is fantastic. She's a very good performer. I love how unapologetically blunt she is on tracks like Pressure, Venom, and Offense. I would really, really recommend it if you're a fan of grime and UK hip-hop and that kind of scene. If you looked over this one, please go back and check it out. It's a fucking brilliant release.
Like it, tell him back up, nigga. Yeah, get back, nigga. I ain't really fucking with none of these rap niggas. We be bumping your shit.
Injury Reserve's self-titled, man. Oh my god, the production on this thing is so good. So good, man. Fucking Parker Corey, one of the best producers in rap. If you're looking for some really eclectic and creative, forward-thinking beats, this thing has it in spades. From the disjointed, unorthodox groove of the opening track, Karuna and Lime, to the patient and kind of eerily sinister Jawbreaker, to the all-out explosions of songs like Get the Fuck Up, Jailbreak the Tesla, to the reserved, kind of fractured Best Spot in the House. So much emotional tonality to these instrumentals, and I think that's only elevated with the very poignant and heartfelt yet witty verses from the two rappers of the group, Stepper J. Groggs, Richie with a T, who just don't miss a beat on this thing. This thing is really, really impressive. These guys are really consistent, and they're one of the most forward-thinking acts in rap right now. Please go and give them a chance if you have not already. Huge fan of this record.
Oh, my mind is made up out of nothing now.
I would say The National are like my band of 2019 so far. I've really come around to love these guys, and this is actually, with every listen, growing to be one of my favorites in their discography. I think this thing is really beautiful. Themes of marriage and how love can develop over time are endearing yet crushing at points on this thing. It's a very long album, it's a very quiet album. You will need to be a bit patient with it to really let it wash over you. It may not click with you at all, because I can tell this is going to be one that I think a lot of people may find incredibly boring, but it's done nothing but reel me in. You know, I find the National's sound to be incredibly just human and lovable. Some of the climaxes to these tracks are just so damn heartwarming, like on the title track, or on So Far So Fast, for example. I'm a really big fan of this thing. I know it probably won't be for everyone, but I think this is a stellar album. I've been enjoying it a lot. I'm still enjoying it a lot. And yeah, I would recommend giving it a shot if you are into some art rock, indie rock music that's a bit more on the quiet and personal side. This thing would definitely be for you.
Dirty little stones in Antwerp, who hard darkest. Red light district by Riverboat.
Billy Woods, I don't think Billy Woods has ever sounded more just vulnerable and scared. Hiding Places is a very appropriate title. There are tracks where it sounds like he just wants to run from everything. He's just seeing life as like one giant shot in the dark where he's got no chance to be who he wants to be, and he just sounds so just timid, afraid, and I think that really shines through the music too, on songs like A Day and a Week and a Year and Cruel Space. An incredibly alluring rap album that just reveals itself more and more in every listen. I would highly recommend just going on a walk and just soaking in everything Billy Woods is saying, all the really weird, unorthodox samples and sound choices from Kenny Siegel, these really, really creative beats. I think it's really consistent. There's so much to unpack here. It's a lovely rap album. Would highly recommend it. I think it's one of the best things Billy Woods has done yet, if not the best.
Jesus Christ, she's just trying.
This album is lovely. It just keeps on giving with every listen. I just love how fearless her writing is. I love how catchy these hooks are. She tells quite a few pretty crushing stories about past relationships she's been through, how she's been treated, how people react to things like abuse and rape culture and whatnot. And her outlook on it is every bit as realistic and powerful as it is witty and hilarious. Like she just comes off really funny and human on this thing. Her voice is angelic, dude. I love her singing voice. I think it's so infectious too. The way she handles some of these hooks is just unrivaled, man. I feel like this thing just succeeds in everything it's shooting for, and it does it with flying colors. Love, love, love this album. If you're looking for an electronic album that's just fire fucking beats, front to back, constant ear candy, doesn't let up with just the sonic fucking bliss from beginning to end, just lovely synths, hard 808s, just fucking transcendent crescendos and beautiful mesmeric synth work. This thing is just absolute fucking sex. Like, I swear to God. Sam Gellatry's ear for melody, for groove, for soundscapes is just absolutely wonderful, man. This thing is just a bunch of flying images and colors just whirling around in my brain for 44 minutes or however long it is. So many standout cuts here. The way it opens with flares never fails to excite me. I love those twinkly synths, the way they just cascade and flourish and blossom as that song goes along. Then it goes right into Viewfinder, which has a great build up and really fucking satisfying like central groove to it. It's just such a wonderful sonic journey, man. You want just a slick, just clean, pristine electronic album that just is just ear candy beginning to end. This thing is just irresistible, so replayable. God, Sam. Man, I love this guy. Moving on though to my #1 choice, my personal favorite album so far this year. I reviewed this album, but if you watch the review, you would not guess this to be my #1 pick. But it has grown on me. It has immensely grown on me. With every listen, I find this thing more and more fascinating.
Take a break! The pressure rips are apart! The baby does!
If you're going into a Shushu album, expect it to be deeply rooted in the twisted side of human nature, I guess. Like, that is sort of the thing that ties all Shushu albums together, is they are all disturbed, they're all fucked up. This one, I think, is an absolute cacophonous tidal wave of pure, just disgust, anger, sadness, misery. It is just... it's absolutely unrelenting. They just doubled down on everything. And you might find that to be a bit of a messy decision. Like, if you listen to any other Shushu album, it will sound weird. It will sound warped. And then you hear this one is basically a Shushu album turned up to fucking 12. But with every listen, this album just falls into place in my brain more and more, and I think it has a lot more focus than just being a Shushu album on crack, you know? It's got a phenomenal track-to-track flow. The way Jamie Stewart uses his voice and changes his vocal tone and puts effects on his voice to make this thing sound more and more just distressed and torturous. I think it's all really effectively done and creates for an album that I just have lingering in my head when I'm not listening to it, and every time I hear it, I'm just so locked in and just puzzled by everything I'm hearing. It is such an alluring and magnificent body of work. I think this thing is stunningly good. It's sickeningly vile at times with its writing. Some of these lyrics are honestly just skin-crawlingly bleak. And the imagery they managed to conjure in some of these lines too is equally as fucking evocative. Like, this thing is just a serious barrage, and no other album has really left an impression on me as much as this thing has. And it's got one of the best opening tracks of the year so far, that's for sure. The way this thing kicks on, it just instantly gets your attention so effectively. This is my personal favorite Shushu album, honestly. And yeah, with every listen, I just get more and more infatuated with it, and I've come to the conclusion that it's probably my most... The most gratifying experience I've had with an album this year has been from this one, so I'm giving it to Shushu. I don't know if that will hold up by the time the year is done, but as of right now, this is my pick for the best album this year so far. Anyway, moving on to the top 20 songs. At number 20, I have an utter banger. The main reason I love this song is because of that synth, just the main synth. Is, you know, the I want that synth, Flume. Send me the preset, please. But Slow Thigh also destroys this track. This is better than every track on that Slow Thigh. The Slow Thigh album was alright, but this is better than every track on there. fucking what?
Fireworks, but I assume it's a chopper.
This track is from hell. This thing is demonic. I fucking adore it. It's absolutely unrelenting. Like, he sounds... I don't think Denzel has ever sounded more savage, unless... correct me if I'm wrong, but he sounds more maniacal than ever on this thing, bro. The beat is just fucking demonic, dude. Oh, what a song. I live for this sample. I love how confident Maxo comes off in his bars on this thing too. But it's this beat that just fucking hooks me, dude. Fucking Christ, the sample is actual porn. It has a very soulful touch to it, but that kind of lo-fi filter that sort of clouds the whole track just makes it super hypnotic, and I just want to hear this track again right when it's done. This beat just locks me in. It's just so beautiful. I don't really know what to say about this track other than the fact that it's very fucking catchy. It's too catchy to... It's too catchy for its own good, okay? It has no right to be this catchy. Can you chill, Aries, in my head all the time with your hooks, you dick?
I was never weird out. They just had to acclimate.
Never have I ever heard Quelle Chris sound so fucking cold-blooded the way this beat is hard as shit, dude. It's not the most, like, explosive beat in the world, but it is so damn grimy, and I love hearing Quelle Chris over... Cricks? I love hearing Quelle Chris over this more kind of like gritty gangster type production, so I'll be open to some more shit from him like this, please. Yeah.
Dashboard, big screen, like a sports bar.
Of all the songs on this list, this is the one I would feel most inclined to replay the second it's done, because it is pure hypnotism. The beat is just fucking porn, and yeah, Lucky's delivery is so damn dazed and just cloudy. I can't get enough of this track. It is lovely. Of all the tracks on this list, I'd say this song is the most likely to wake me up and fucking scare me. The way this thing begins so subtly, it sort of gets you in a bit of a false sense of security kind of thing, because when this track explodes, it is just so dizzying, and the writing on this thing is like crushingly dark as well. Really fucking stirring track.
Show you the whole entire outfit in the price range from head to toe, nigga.
This track has honestly grown to be one of my favorite Injury Reserve tracks ever. I love the way it just inches you along with the beat by never really giving you what you're expecting and just kind of keeping you on the edge of your seat. It's a unique and engaging song with a ton of personality and shows an ambition that most rap artists would be scared to touch. Like, you know, releasing a song like this as your lead single is quite bold, so props to Injury Reserve.
I am easy.
This thing is the musical equivalent of just like someone covering you up with a nice fur blanket and saying, hey man, you're gonna achieve your dreams. Everything's gonna be absolutely okay. Just sit back, relax, and have a great day. Or some shit like that. Like that is what this song feels like.
Do not try to relate. It's either you do or you don't shit. It's either you will or you won't hope.
A much more fiery track than the one we just talked about, but one that's every bit as impactful. Little Sims delivers such a fiery performance, just telling everyone, you know, that's screaming at her like, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that. You know, it's just so much pressure. She's just like, fuck all you. I'm a succeed. Such an empowering song, man. And the beat is just stellar. The piano at the start. Oh.
I was right, the price was a lot. Mildly disappointed.
The final bars on this track, the last few lines from Billy Woods, always fuck me up, man. Right here, this little excerpt right here. Billy, you are a fucking wordsmith. And the feature from Mother Mary as well, when there was like dark synths come in. Oh, it's so nice. FK Twigs, yo! Fan! So pumped to hear new music from her. I thought this was beautiful. I think this is one of the most stunningly transcendent songs she has, honestly. And her performance is fucking gorgeous. It's one of her best vocal performances yet. When the instrumental just flourishes right before the second verse begins, oh my god. The vocal samples on this track, I don't know where the fuck they came from, but they're beautiful. The pummeling fucking bass is so damn tribal and just keeps you locked in. It's just, that groove is so damn steady and just pulverizing. It's so fucking sick. This track is stellar. It's like about 5 minutes long, but it feels like 3 minutes. It just keeps me in like this hypnotic fucking trance in whatever world this album exists within. Christ, I love this track. What a lovely chorus. This is one of the best pop songs this year by miles. Love this fucking track. the best track on this album. This was the only track that really stopped me in my tracks on this new Japanese house project, but it is absolute melodic sweetness. I adore the fuck out of it. Could not stop playing it when I first came across it.
The homies, they signing their own death wish. Pistol clap straight to the chest.
Honestly, such a good beat, bro. Oh no, you fucking bitch. This beat is lovely, stunning sampling on here. And the lines about the struggle to make sure you're safe in an area that's just fucking sprawling with danger are very vivid and gritty. And yeah, again, I wish I had sampling skills this pristine. God, this beat is lovely. Where do I even start? I feel like if I start talking about this track, I'm just going to be here forever, and I'm running out of time to record, so I don't know. All I'm going to say is there is not one millisecond, not one nanosecond of this track that isn't gorgeous. It's just front to back, beautiful, fucking fuck me. I wonder what you would want with me. One of my favorite James Blake songs, period. This thing is absolutely lovely. The lyrics about just escaping your own head and feeling at pure ease and comfort with someone you love. It's just absolutely fucking gorgeous. So damn heartwarming and endearing. And the samples, a little vocal sample in the second half, and the piano little flickers throughout the song are just so gorgeous. This track is just tear-jerkingly beautiful. Such a good opening track from 2019. Playboy Kai feature, Pharrell on production, Solange's lovely, heavenly voice, the dream on the hook. What is not to love about this song? The fucking piano, oh, the piano is so great. And Playboy Kai is just animated energy, is such a lovely compliment to this production. So yeah, everything about this song just fucking works.
Best to love you.
This track has nearly brought me to tears on many occasions. It's a pretty straightforward breakup song. You know, we've all heard breakup songs before, but something about this one just feels so eerily just authentic, as I believe she was literally crying as she performed this track. And you can feel that as you hear it. And that guitar passage that just repeats throughout the song. It's so damn devastating. Everything about this song is just really effective and impactful. And it's one of the most just gorgeous tracks I've heard in quite a while. So it gets my #2 spot. But my favorite song this year, my absolute favorite fucking track this year.
Sometimes you gotta close the door to open a window.
Oh my god, this song is so sick. It's menacing as shit. It sounds fucking villainous. It sounds like you wanna be with someone and you see someone else in the picture and they're gonna take the thing you love, the person you love, and you're just like, no, they're fucking mine. Back off. That's what the lyrics suggest in the track, and that's exactly how the song feels musically. And I love the distorted rap verse at the end. I love how the beat gets more just devilish. The production here is just fucking incredible. The production, Igor's production is honestly so impressive and really is what makes it stand out and what elevates it to be such a special and exciting record to me. But this track is just so damn effective on every front. The use of vocal effects, bass, distortion, the electric piano notes as well just give it that eeriness that just tie it all together. And yeah, this is my favorite song this year. I think this is a stunning song. Thank you for watching my lists. Thank you for watching the mid-year list. Leave your mid-year lists in the comments. Let me fucking know what your favorites have been. What albums should I listen to? What have I missed off the list? Tell me your favorites of the year so far. Tell me what albums you're excited to hear, what you want to get around to, what you're looking forward to releasing soon. Yeah, love all of you. Have a great day. See you later. Bye.